Hi everyone, my name's Sarah and welcome to my channel Read Write Plan, where we talk about all things reading, writing, and planning. So today I'm super excited to bring to you my beginner fountain pens. So I am just getting into the fountain pen hobby, if you will. And the reason is I'm trying to, well, a couple of reasons. Number one, they're fun, right? Number two, I'm trying to replace all of my disposable pens with fountain pens or refillable pens like the Tom Studio Lumos. I have a video on this that I have filmed, but I have not yet posted because I want to write with it for a little bit. That video didn't quite go as planned. I had some issues with this pen, so I want to sort of work them out for a little bit so that I can post an update along with that video. I want to give it a fair shot, right? Okay, but today I have my beginner fountain pens. Now, when I started researching beginner fountain pens, I watched all the YouTube videos, and four pens kept coming up. The Kaweco Sport, the Pilot Metropolitan, the Lamy Safari, and the TWSBI Echo. Two of those I got, two of them I didn't for a couple of different reasons, but I'm going to show you what I got, talk about why I got those and why I did not get the other two. Okay, so the first one I got, and I haven't even dug into her yet, is the Lamy Safari. And I got it in a scarlet color. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so I hope you can see that. It's a very deep, almost maroon, almost a red, almost a purple. It's got the black clip, which I really like. And it also, it also has a black nib, which I just thought was really pretty. So this one comes with an ink cartridge, but I don't want to use that. So I bought the converter. So I bought the converter that Jet Pens told me to buy with this. And I'm going to fill these all up in a minute and do some writing tests. But first I want to show you all of them. So that is my first one, the Lamy Safari. So let's talk about one that I did not buy. I did not buy the Kaweco Sport. And the reason is I don't know how I feel about a pocket pen. I did just purchase the Tom Studio Wren pocket pen, and so that will give me a better idea of whether I like them or not. So I didn't want to buy a second pocket pen. And I just got a notification that my Wren should be delivered here today. So hopefully I will have that video up for you guys soon. But that will sort of let me know if I like even a pocket pen before I go spending money on the Kaweco Sport. Okay, the next one that I bought was the Pilot Metropolitan. And let's check this baby out. And I actually went for a very strange color for me. I went for this orange color. And orange is not necessarily a color that I typically gravitate to, but I thought how fun would it be to have that pop of color early in the morning when I'm journaling, just to kind of wake me up. And I think it's so pretty, and it's got these flowers on it that are just so cute. And so that's the one I went with, and I bought this one also from Jet Pens. Now this one also comes with an ink cartridge, but it also is supposed to come with, maybe it's inside, let's see. How do I open this? There we go. Oh yeah, it comes with a converter as well. So there's the converter. And this one's a squeeze converter. Not sure how that's going to work, but we'll find out when I fill these pens up here in a minute. Okay, the next one I did not go with was the TWSBI Echo. And it just, I'm a little too scared of it, to be completely honest. I'm a little scared of it. It has that internal mechanism. It comes with like grease or something, and I'm just not there yet. So I do really like the way they look, but I'm not quite there in terms of the workings of it. So I will probably eventually end up with one, but not just yet. Okay, the next one that I have is one that I haven't seen mentioned as often, and it is the Platinum Prera. I don't know how to say it. Prera or something like that. And the reason I purchased this, even though I really didn't watch very many videos about it or see very many videos about it. Look how pretty that blue is. I have the Platinum Preppy. This is, so when I first thought about getting fountain pens, I bought the sort of beginner fountain pen kit off of Jet Pens, and it had like 4 or 5 fountain pens in it, and this was the only one that I liked, was the Platinum Preppy. What I don't like about the Platinum Preppy is how it looks. And that sounds maybe a little bit funny, but the aesthetics of the pen is really kind of why I went with these ones, I guess. And so I really like writing with a Preppy, but I just don't love the way it looks. So I thought I would try this one because it's also a platinum, and we'll see. And let's see if this tag comes off. Okay, yeah, that tag comes off nicely. And this is just such a pretty kind of icy blue, and I just really like the way it looks, so that's why I bought that one. So there are my 4 pens. The Preppy, which I've had for a while and I've been using for a couple of months. Another Platinum, the Pilot, Metropolitan, and the Lamy Safari. So what I want to do is ink them all up with the same ink and see how they write. So I bought this ink. This is Diamine Onyx Black. And I got this off of Jet Pens when I got these 2 pens. And I just wanted a black ink, and that's the one I went with for absolutely no reason. So let's get these inked up, see how well they ink up, and get started. Okay, so the first one I want to try is the Lamy Safari, and I am not a pro at fountain pens, so you're going to have to bear with me. If you are a newbie like me, we can learn together. If you are a pro, I apologize for what you are about to see. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll just stick this in here and then twist it down and twist it back up. And I have overflowed my ink bottle. So that's something to note. Okay, and I think if you go up and down a couple more times, it's supposed to give you a little bit better fill, but we're just gonna go with that as it is. And I overflowed because I guess because it's a brand new bottle, I overflowed it a little bit. That's why I got my little pad here, my little cloth here underneath. Okay, let's screw it back together. I just love the way that this looks. I think this is such a pretty pen. Okay, Lamy Safari inked. Let me clean off my hands before I move on to the other ones. All right, I got as much off as I could. It's fine, that's part of the process, right? Okay, let's try this one, the Pilot Metropolitan. This one's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit weird to get the, okay, there we go. And I guess you stick it in, squeeze it, and let it out. Let's try. Well, you can't really see in there to see if there's ink, but we're going to guess that there is. And put it back together. Okay, for the next 2, they're both platinum, and neither of them came with converters, so I bought converters, which probably cost just about as much as the pens. So we're going to give those a go. Okay, this one has a cartridge in it. but we're going to try the converter. I guess it goes in this way. Nope. Okay, I kind of had to twist it to get it to seat all the way down in. Let's give this one a go. And I guess this is also a twisty one. Okay, so now we've got some ink. Okay, so there's that one, and very, very inky hands. And then we'll do the Preppy. I'm gonna pull out the, I've been just using the cartridge that came with it. I don't love it because it's not super black, so I'm not sad to get rid of this. Okay, so let's give this one a try. Well, that one brought ink up right away. We're going to do it another time to see if we can get a little bit more. Okay, very nice. That one worked very nicely. And we'll put this guy back in. Okay, so there was 3 different converters, 4 different pens, all inked up with diamine onyx black. Now let's test them. But before we test them, I'm going to go wash my hands again. And okay, so I'm just going to write fountain pens across the top here with my Tombow Funesque, or however you say that. My least favorite letter to write in the English language is a P. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I just never like the way they look. Okay, so the first one I want to use is the Lamy Safari. It's the one I'm most excited about. It's the one I just really like the way that it looks. And so let's give it a shot. Okay, I really like that. It was very, very smooth to write with. It made me feel really happy. Now let's try the Pilot Metropolitan. And there's those P's again. Let's try a different way. Still hate it. And that one felt about the same, I would say. So it felt really good. Okay, now the Platinum Prera, don't know how to say that one. Oh, and I guess I didn't even think about how they post. That one posts really nicely. That one, that's a little heavy. That's a little top heavy with it on there. I'll probably write without that one posted. That one feels really good. Oh my goodness, so many P's. Okay, this one feels really, really wide. It does not feel like a fine tip. It is not a fine tip, because it says right on it 05 and the Preppy says 03. So I know that I purchased a fine tip. This is the only one I purchased from Amazon. I try not to purchase from Amazon as much, but this one definitely came from Amazon, and I definitely purchased it in the fine nib, and it's definitely not a fine nib, right? I'm guessing the 05 is medium. Okay, I didn't mind writing with that. It's just a little thicker than I think that I could use in my planners, but I could definitely use this for journaling or something like that. And I guess it's good to have different size nibs, right? And then the last one, the one I have been using but have not used the ink converter with, is the Platinum Preppy. Okay, so as a beginner fountain pen person, those all three fine nibs, the Platinum, the Pilot, and the Lamy, all felt very similar to me. I don't know, I think my writing looks nicest with the Lamy. Maybe I just felt more comfortable and wasn't thinking too hard about it on the first one. And then this is definitely not a fine tip. This is definitely a medium nib or more. So I'm going to have to look into that. All right, so there are my 4 beginner fountain pens. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat and I can try to figure it out. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you'd like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.